talk about how we meet JAE Kim, it's time to analyze him as a romantic option for MC in our favorite games. When it comes to the toxicometer, I think that a relationship between MC and JAE Kim, when it comes to JAE individually, would start in a neutral level, not leaning towards any side, but very soon it would lean towards one, either the positive or negative, depending on the choices. But unlike Badia, it would be more to the extremes, whether it would be true love or septic tank. Among Jae's virtues, the first one that comes to mind is his bravery, which we can not only see in him being part of the circle of Kana, but also in him joining MC to infiltrate an armed meeting despite the danger. Not because he's not aware of it, but because his loyalty and love towards his friends are stronger than the fear. And all of this joined to his rebel spirit, but many times with a cause, not only turns him into a very interesting, fun, and adventurous friend, but also into a very strong ally, given his high skills for dueling and many magical disciplines, his deep knowledge in many of them, and of course we cannot forget his contacts in Nocturne Alley that, whether it's right or wrong, allow him to get his hands in all kinds of merchandise, legal and illegal, that many times than not benefits MC and the Circle. As a friend and potentially a significant other for MC, his sense of humor, ingenuity, and adventurous spirit would allow exciting, fun, and joyful interactions that would certainly be too happy to be able to get bored. Not to mention that the fact that he's not afraid to take the initiative to ask the MC out would increase the possibility of a relationship starting without the MC having to go out of their way to make it happen.
Right, Badia?
Not to mention that his gregarious nature that we can notice in his nostalgia for his family and his loyalty to his friends is not only a reflection of his good feelings, but also his appreciation for genuine connections. Feelings that we can also notice in the fact that Jae, even when he's angry, remains empathic and kind to people. Like when Badia and MC almost ruined his birthday for creating a painting that gets him in trouble, and also Jae is straightforward with the fact that he is upset because he did not ask for any of that and he almost got his birthday ruined. After mentioning this, he prefers to go and take distance than to stay and say something more harmful. Not to mention that despite not being used to big parties, Jae appreciates the effort of his friends and enjoys his party with them. Not to mention that Jae has an undeniable talent for pranks and joke items and for cooking, being more than able to be successful in either of the two, or even if he wanted to, on both. But I do hope he will not mix those two talents to create poop-shaped chocolate, because I've seen them in prank stores and I do not doubt they may taste well, but I don't know, it would conflict me a lot to eat something with that shape. But in all seriousness, he does begin with a business of pranks when he is an adult, but when he realizes that his prank store is taking customers away from the Weasley's twins, he actually decides to close it and start a bakery business. Which technically, yes, he's sacrificing himself for the twins, but besides the fact that nobody forces him, he doesn't do it in a way that he's damaging himself, but giving himself a new opportunity in the professional world, at the same time that he helps somebody else, the Weasleys in this case, fulfill their dream. Which shows that although he does care about his personal growth, because let's face it wouldn't be healthy to never do it, his generosity is more powerful than his ambition. And honestly, I'm glad that's the case, because first of all, the cakes that he makes look beautiful, like real works of art, but also they look very tasty. I would like to try one. And to be quite honest, in this channel that earns him a lot of points, being good at cooking, liking it, and not only making food that looks tasty but also beautiful, because the ones that know how I'm like when Mr. Midnight cooks know that the path towards Mrs. Midnight Heart is through the stomach. And finally, Jae's good nature, despite his bad boy facade, can even be seen in his businesses in Nocturne Alley, because although many of them make him do questionable things that get him in trouble, if he learns that his businesses are hurting people or even animals, he stops, which doesn't only reinforce his empathy, but also shows his intelligence and capability to admit his mistakes and to learn from at least some of them.